Today's show is sponsored by the Electric Vehicle Association. Join up to support the electrification of transport and get the help you need to finance your own EV or clean energy future. And by Currently, delivering EV charging to you at home, the office, or wherever you want. Get 30 days of EV charging delivery service for free by using the code EVOLVED at the link below. And by Fully Charged Live USA. Come down to San Diego on September 10th and 11th to take part in the live extravaganza of EV fun. Get 15% off your tickets for this year's show by following the link below and using TE22 at checkout. With panels galore and loads of things to do, it's the best way to start off your autumn. We'll be there, will you? Welcome back to TEN, or Transport Evolved News. Thanks for tuning in and for hitting the subscribe button and that notification bell. NIO has just unveiled the latest of its lineup of EVs, the ES7 SUV, and like the rest of the NIO family, it's built with battery swapping in mind. It has a claimed 0 to 100 km per hour, 0 to 62 miles per hour sprint time of 3.9 seconds. It offers the same choice of 75 kWh, 100 kWh or 150 kWh battery packs found in the NIO ET7, with the range-topping model offering upwards of 850 km, 528 miles per charge on the WLTP test cycle. Its 480 kilowatt drivetrain can tow up to 2 metric tons, 2.2 US tons. Vehicle to load is standard. There's a built-in projector for camping fun, and prices start from the equivalent of $70,000. It will debut in China by the end of this year. Ford has officially issued a stop sale of all 4 Mustang Mach E cars produced in Mexico between May 27, 2020 through May 24, 2022, after an issue was found with the high-voltage main contactors. Essentially massive relays whose job it is to engage and disengage power to and from the battery pack to the vehicle's power electronics. Ford says contactors in affected cars could overheat, resulting in an open contactor, meaning the vehicle won't properly power on or may suddenly stop while driving, or a welding condition where high currents going through the battery pack actually melt the contactor closed so you can't open it to break the circuit. Ford says a dealer bulletin will be provided to dealerships shortly. At that time, it will contact all owners via first-class mail and provide them with instructions to have the remedial work carried out under warranty. If you're interested, the safety recall is 22S41. Volkswagen has officially begun series production of its ID. Buzz and ID. Buzz cargo electric vans at its Hanover plant in Germany. While it will produce 15,000 ID. Buzz models this year, Volkswagen aims to ramp up production next year to 130,000 vehicles. This is an increase of its original production goals due to high demand for the all-electric van. While some Volkswagen facilities are now EV only, the Hanover production facility also produces the multivan, available in plug-in hybrid and internal combustion engine variants, as well as the T6.1 Transporter, which again is an ICE vehicle. At the moment, batteries for the Volkswagen ID. Buzz and ID. Buzz Cargo are being shipped to the facility complete, but Volkswagen says it's readying on-site production for the ID battery packs in the near future. Tesla has yet again put the price of its electric cars up, with Model X getting a $6,000 price hike. While Tesla didn't increase the price of its rear-wheel drive Model 3, it's still $46,990 or equivalent. The Model 3 long range just got a $2,500 price increase to just shy of $58,000, while the Model Y long range has jumped to $65,990. Missing from the online store is the Model Y standard range, a Texas-made variant that's only currently available to Texas customers by invitation. As for Model S, it'll now start from a cool $104,990. That's nearly double what the Model S was when it launched 10 years ago. The Model X will now start from $120,990. Swedish truck firm Scania has just introduced its first long-haul electric trucks designed for regional use. Available with either R or S sleeper cabs, the new Scania BEV trucks can be ordered initially as a 4x2 tractor or a 6x2 4 rigids. Depending on customer configuration, the batteries are installed in module packs along the chassis, with up to 6 battery modules offering 624 kilowatt hours of onboard storage and a theoretical range of 350 150 kilometres, 217 miles between chargers when hauling. At the moment, the maximum charge rate is 375 kilowatts from a compatible CCS quick charging station. These new big rigs are compliant with new EU directives, meaning up to 64 metric tonnes of gross train weight can be configured. That is a massive 70.5 US tonnes. Rivian and Lucid are heading towards bankruptcy and need to change the direction or face extinction. That is the considered opinion of Elon Musk, who told Tesla Silicon Valley Owners Club during a YouTube interview that he felt both companies weren't doing the EV thing right. Since Lucid is currently helmed by Peter Rawlinson, former chief engineer of Model S, something that Elon Musk now vehemently disagrees with, it's difficult to tell if Musk's opinion on Lucid is driven by some animus towards Rawlinson, and Musk has similarly critiqued Rivian in the past too. But while Musk's remarks hold some truth, Lucid and Rivian are both burning through cash right now, there's also the elements of pot, kettle and black, since there have been plenty of times in Tesla's past when the company has faced a tough financial outlook, not to mention many analysts saying similar things about Tesla to Musk's current verdict on Lucid and Rivian. Interestingly though, Musk stated in an indirect kind of way that he felt Ford would survive the transition to electric, something he hasn't always believed. Because electricity is so cheap and governments around the world are working hard to encourage citizens to make the switch to electric from fossil fuels, it's not unusual to find charging stations giving away free electricity to EV owners. But a group of Republican lawmakers in North Carolina have decided that if electric car owners are given electricity for free, then any business who wants to offer such a perk must tell every customer exactly how much money they're spending in their bill helping to provide EV charging to others. Through House Bill 1049, certain lawmakers want to make this a legal requirement and also want to completely prohibit any state-owned building or facility from offering free electricity to EV drivers, because public funds, unless said facility also includes gasoline and diesel dispensing facilities. Worse still, the bill wants to set aside $50,000 to remove EV chargers from public property where gas and diesel isn't free. As Clean Technica puts it, this one is kneecapping disguised as equity. As the first EV from Kia to be built on the jointly owned EGMP platform, we've got to say that the Kia EV6 isn't a bad car, although in the guise we test drove it in, the Kia EV6 GT line, it was a little underpowered. But at the Goodwood Festival of Speed next week, Kia will officially unveil a much more powerful range-topping variant in the form of the Kia EV6 GT. Packing 424 kilowatts at the wheels, thanks to a dual-motor setup, the Kia EV6 GT does the Spotlight sprint in 3.5 seconds and goes on to an electronically limited 162 miles per hour, 260 kilometers per hour. While that kind of power and performance is completely unnecessary, it looks to set itself up as a worthy flagship for the EV6 brand, which I'm guessing will entice more hardened car fans into ownership ranks. Driving it for its debut is BXCC Class T2 champion Jade Pavley, who took it out this week on the track at Dunsfold Aerodrome, or you might know it as the Top Gear test track. The $7,500 federal tax credit for electric vehicle purchases currently has a 200,000 vehicle limit per manufacturer, after which customers get a reduced and eventually no rebates. Tesla CEO Elon Musk has been pretty vocal of late about his desire to see the tax credit eradicated completely, which is different to Tesla's past stance on the matter, but now a collective of automakers, including General Motors, Ford, Stellantis and Toyota, have written to the US Congress urging it to pass legislation to remove the 200,000 vehicle limit, noting that recent economic pressures and supply chain constraints are causing problems for the auto industry. The automakers implored that the per-automaker cap be removed and that the sunset date for the EV tax credit program be extended out further. It's not clear, though, if or when Capitol Hill will take heed to those particular requests. About 6 months ago, we told you about Michigan-based battery specialists Our Next Energy and the dual chemistry battery pack it had developed that was designed to offer extended range capabilities to EVs. The first vehicle demonstrated using the company's Gemini dual chemistry pack was a Tesla Model S, offering an impressive 750 miles, 1,207 kilometers of range. But now the company has signed a partnership with BMW to work on a dual chemistry battery pack for the BMW iX. It's already designed the pack, and based on initial calculations, believes the resulting pack would give a production BMW iX a 600-mile, 965-kilometer range per charge, all while reducing lithium content by 20%, graphite content by 60%, and keeping nickel and cobalt content levels low too. We're told to expect the prototype vehicle to be ready by the end of the year. That is, of course, some impressive range that we don't currently have in any production cars, but today's sponsors, Currently, will help you stay charged up regardless. Currently is an EV charging delivery app that brings your electric car the power it needs wherever you happen to be. It currently operates in Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Jose and Dallas, and currently can help you bust rapid charging queues and ensure you've got the charge you need to get where you want. And it means that you can finally own an EV with confidence, even if you don't have off-street parking and charging at home. With plans starting from under $5 a month, there are a range of Currently plans to help you dump the pump and stay charged up. Simply download the Currently app and give it a go. Tell Currently what your car is, how much charge you need, and Currently's trained drivers do the rest, delivering your EV a rapid charge wherever your car happens to be. There's no need to be with your vehicle. Transport Evolved viewers can get 30 days of free EV charging with Currently by using the promo code EVOLVED when setting up your account. Give them a try today, download the app, and thanks to Currently for sponsoring this show. And now it's time for Short Shorts. The UK government has ended its plug-in vehicle grant programme early for EVs, shifting its focus towards funding EV charging infrastructure in the country. It will now only offer plug-in grants for taxis, motorcycles, vans, trucks, and wheelchair-accessible vehicles. Vinfast has announced its Vinfast Charge Up programme. Under the programme, it will offer 3 years of free, unlimited rapid charging sessions with Electrify America, or a free level 2 home charger and $1,200 towards the cost of installing it. Tesla has expanded its program offering non-Tesla owners access to superchargers in Europe. Now customers in the UK, Spain, Sweden, Belgium and Austria can all take part in the program, meaning most of Europe's supercharger network is now accessible to non-Tesla owners. Stellantis, working with the Arena del Futuro, or Arena of the Future, is testing a new wireless inductive charging system that's capable of dynamically powering an EV while it travels along the road. Stellantis hopes in the future it can offer such a feature. Hyundai has teased another member of its Ioniq EV family. This time, it's the Ioniq 6, a vehicle which Hyundai says will be a modern take on the iconic Streamliner design for the modern age, combining electric vehicle drivetrains with super aerodynamic body styling. We're often told that battery electric vehicles, regardless of their size, can't handle the arduous task of real-world work. But this week, Scania published details of an all-electric mining truck in Sweden that runs 19 hours a day at a gold mine, only stopping to recharge. Electrek reported this week that Tesla is trying to tackle its service backlog at service centres by sending untrained employees to work on customers' cars to fix things that don't require a high degree of prior training. Tesla has not confirmed or denied these claims. As we hinted was likely in last week's show, Sony and Honda have gone ahead and created a brand new company for producing electric vehicles. Called Sony Honda Mobility Inc. It's not exactly the most original of names, but it will be used to bring Sony's EVs to market. UPS has just unveiled a new miniature delivery truck for use in New York City. Essentially the same pedal-electric hybrid unveiled for use in Europe, the E-Quads will be used to help lower the number of internal combustion engine delivery vehicles on the UPS fleet in NYC. Cadillac has confirmed that its Celestiq EV will enter into production at GM's Global Technological Center in Warren, Michigan. It will be produced in very limited volumes by hand and says Cadillac will include parts that are 3D printed. It's destined to become a collector's car. The European Union is preparing for the end of the combustion engine era and as such, is examining the future for EV infrastructure. It's proposed that EV charging be deployed along major highways every 60 kilometres or 37 miles to help citizens make the switch. After its Ami Buggy concept was given rave reviews and lots of consumer interest, Citroën has decided to produce a limited number of beach buggy-themed Amis. Called the My Ami Buggy, they will feature the same design features as the concept, but only a few models will be made. Charin has officially launched a new charging standard for EVs at EVS35 in Oslo, Norway. Now, I know what you're thinking, not another charge standard, but this one is specifically for trucks and can carry upwards of 1 megawatt of instantaneous power. It's also triangular. Mercedes-Benz's Chinese partner, Beijing-Benz Automotive Company Limited, or BBAC for short, has officially begun series production of the Mercedes-Benz EQE electric sedan. The all-electric sedan is expected to be very popular with upper middle-class customers in China. Blink Charging, probably the most unfortunately named charging provider in the world, has just acquired Sema Connect, a rival EV charging network. This is the latest in the dog-eat-dog world of EV charging, and eventually we assume there will just be one owner, probably Shell. As Elon Musk hinted earlier this month, Tesla has officially begun laying off staff across the company. But while Tesla had said only salaried staff would be let go, Electrek and other news outlets are now reporting that Tesla is laying off hourly staff too. We've not been able to corroborate these claims. Electrify America has signed a new partnership agreement with Mercedes, a US mile operator, to install Electrify America at a dozen miles owned by the company across the US. The majority of those miles due to get charging are East Coasters, but there are a few elsewhere. Vinfast has announced that it plans to open more than 50 retail locations throughout Europe from where it will sell and service its range of EVs. Its first stores will be established in Germany, France and the Netherlands. The announcement was made at EVS35. In the same interview where he threw shade on rival companies Lucid and Rivian, Elon Musk said this week that he believes Tesla's future depends on its ability to solve the challenges of full self-driving. It is the difference, apparently, between it getting a high valuation and being worth nothing, he implied. Chevrolet will unveil its next all-electric model, the 2024 Blazer EV, at a special online event on July 18th. Teasing an exterior shot of the vehicle, Chevrolet says production will begin on the Blazer EV in the spring of next year. We will, of course, cover it. Electric vertical takeoff and landing company Overair has just successfully secured more than $145 million in funding from Hanwha Systems and Hanwha Aerospace. It says it's on track to complete its prototype by the end of next year. Polestar has confirmed that its 2024 Polestar 5 electric car will break cover for the first time at the Goodwood Festival of Speed next week. In addition to the Polestar 5 prototype, the Polestar 2 BSD Edition 270 will be in attendance too. News outlet Move Electric claims that the Toyota BZ4X chief engineer has confirmed that Toyota is planning a performance-badged variant of the BZ4X for launch in the future. It would be a GR-badged variant and would maybe have as much as twice the power of the standard model. Mate Rimac, the founder and CEO of Rimac Automobili, posted pictures to Facebook this week confirming that the first Rimac Nevera is now officially road legal and registered. Every example of the oh-so-expensive electric hypercar is already spoken for. Volkswagen confirmed this week that all ID electric vehicles will eventually be offered with range-topping performance-oriented GTX variants. While this is great news for those who would like to get an ID Buzz GTX, for example, we don't know which markets will actually sell them. Some Lucid Air customers are reporting that a recent over-the-air update has left their vehicles brickable and undrivable. Lucid said it's working to rectify the issue, but with some customers not yet receiving the problematic update, if you are a Lucid owner, it's probably worth checking with Lucid first. A company called EV6 has just unveiled a new charging robot that's part concierge charging service and part advertising system. It's designed to be used in commercial and residential parking lots, but makes its money from advertising to anyone or anything with eyeballs. Mini has continued its series of custom Mini designs by inviting British designer Paul Smith to redesign the classic Mini for the electric age. The result is a 1990s Mini with minimalist interior, race-inspired controls, and billet aluminium selector and central switchgear. And of course, it's all electric. Aptera held its latest Q&A session this week, at which it revealed images of the Aptera Gamma prototype for the first time. It says we can look forward to a finished Gamma prototype reveal in a few weeks. We also learned that the 400-mile variant will likely be the first to enter into production. New data from NHTSA suggests that Tesla Autopilot cars top the list of most crashes for driver assistance features, but the data does not account for the higher number of Teslas on the road, nor does it account by the number of miles driven by cars using ADAS. Arc One, an all-electric powerboat which made the appearance at the launch event for the Ford F-150 Lightning, has been finally priced at $300,000. It's not cheap, but you can get a spot in line for $1,000 if you have the money. And those are your shorts. There will be more next week. There are certain vehicles out there that ideally are suited to becoming campervan conversions thanks to their boxy designs and load-carrying capabilities, but to date, we've seen few electric vehicles get converted to campers. This week, the Mercedes-Benz EQV-derived Tonka EV got its first debut, becoming one of just a few electric vans to get the camper van treatment. Dutch specialist Tonka took a standard EQV, added a brand new pop-up roof and sleeping for four, plus a fully featured kitchen. Unlike the camper concept Mercedes-Benz debuted earlier this year, which was built by a Swiss firm under contract to Benz, this camper van is an honest-to-goodness road trip-ready tourer capable of taking the whole family on holiday. It's not just a day van with extras, but as far as B-Class RVs go, this has got to be a whole lot cheaper to run than your average camper. And it's a lot cleaner too. And finally, the electric vehicle history books are littered with the names of companies who wanted to change the world, but only ended up declaring bankruptcy. And right now, there are also plenty of companies seemingly vying to see who will be the next company to put their names to that list. This week, the latest company to go from hopeful to hopeless was Electric Last Mile, or ELMs for short, which not so long ago had been given an official public valuation of more than $1.4 billion. In fact, as recently as January, it was promising to revolutionise the world of urban delivery with its range of small and mid-sized delivery vehicles, yet this week it officially filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy protection in the US. According to the paperwork submitted, it is currently in debt to the tune of more than $50 million. Back in February, the president and CEO of the company and the chairman dramatically resigned after it was discovered they had improperly purchased equity in the company before it went public via a reverse merger with a SPAC. It's never good seeing a company reach this point, but our thoughts are with those who work at the company and are affected by the sudden announcement. And on that note, we are done for the day. Before I go, a huge thank you to the Electric Vehicle Association for sponsoring today's show. They have been advocating for electric vehicles since 1967 and firmly believe that our future depends on us making the switch to clean, green electric cars today. The EVA can find someone near to you that can help you make the switch to electric. It can help you become an EV educator, and it can point you in the direction of monthly meetups for like-minded EV fans. And if you become a member, you'll gain access to a new clean energy and EV loan program set up between the EVA and the Colorado Clean Energy Credit Union. You can find out more by heading to electricauto.org. And of course, thanks again to Currently for sponsoring today's show. Follow the link in the description to get your free 30-day trial for Currently. Don't forget to hit subscribe and the bell for this channel and our second channel, Transport Evolved Take 2. And if you're not already a channel member or a Patreon supporter, please consider becoming one. Or in fact, you can send us a tip through Ko-fi or buy some cool swag, like my t-shirt, from our cool swag store. And if you liked what you saw today, please consider adding a super thanks to your comment. It is a really easy way thing to do, and it does help our channel grow as well. I will be back next week with this roundup show, but there will be some more awesome content throughout the week for you to enjoy. Until then, enjoy your weekend, and as always, keep evolving.